Welcome to Radio Express American News, presented by Vibha Ramesh from Los Angeles, United States. Today's news brings you exclusive coverage on Fokana. The Fokana, one of the largest Malayali associations in the United States, organized a Zoom seminar on post-COVID world order in which India's eminent speakers, including former Indian ambassador to America, Mr. T.P. Srinivasan, Dr. C.V. Anand Bose, IAS, and Mr. P. Vijayan, IPS, participated. In the interactive session, Dr. C.V. Anand Bose commented that the technological world will see a revolutionary flux in the post-COVID times and that technology will be an inevitable part of individual lives. The die-hard habit of entertaining global thoughts but responding only to exclusively regional issues has to go. This Radio Express American News Bulletin is exclusively covering the speech of Dr. C.V. Anand Bose. Let us hear his commentaries.
I thank the organizers of Fokana, particularly my friend Sri Madhavan Nair, for giving me this opportunity to interact with our dear and near ones in the United States. Sri Madhavan Nair briefed me that today's focus will be on the new paradigm in the post-COVID world governance. After COVID, what? Is a moot question everywhere in the world. I remember what Sir Winston Churchill once narrated. Queen Victoria is dead. Young Churchill asked his uncle, the Lord, the Queen is no more. What will happen? Nothing will happen, whispered the Lord in Churchill's ears. This is the magic of change. Change is the game changer. What after COVID? The poet W.B. Yeats, the Nobel laureate, W.B. Yeats has answered it in his poem on the Easter Rebellion in Ireland. He says, all changed utterly, a terrible beauty is born. After COVID also, we will all sing in unison, all changed utterly, a terrible beauty is born. Humanity will easily adjust to this change. How did we adjust ourselves to the change after the Black Death, the bubonic plague? How did we reorient ourselves to the change after the devastating world wars? Humanity will adjust to the COVID change also with resilience and agility. Yes, resilience and agility. Nikolai Murray Butler's Adam tells his Eve, we are living in an age of change. No loss is bigger than the paradise lost. Yes, we adjusted ourselves to that change and it was paradise regained. Now the question before us is health or wealth, life or livelihood, survival or revival. During the COVID period, we asserted, yes, it is health, it is life, it is survival. Now the resilience within us tells us we will have health and wealth, life and livelihood, survival and revival, hand in hand. We tell COVID on the face, like Martin Luther King, we shall overcome. But the post-COVID world will be different from what it is today. You will ring out the old and ring in the new. We will not be like the characters of Matthew Arnold, who are torn between two worlds, the one dead, the other powerless to be born. What we witness today is the death throes of an old order and the birth pangs of a new one. Yes, giving due respect to the value of your time, let me be specific and to the point in presenting the changed scenario in the post-COVID world. 1. Globalization will be replaced by increasing localization. Conspicuous consumption will be replaced by renunciation and thrift. Unipolar world will give way to multipolar world. Home coming to the office will give way to the office coming to the home. Work from home will become the rule rather than the exemption. 5. Nations which have battled the COVID menace well will come to the center stage of world leadership. 6. Countries like India will emerge as mentors in a tormented world. 7. Instead of workers going in search of work, work will come in search of workers. 8. Instead of talent hunting for global corporates, corporates will hunt for talents globally. 9. Instead of remaining a sleeping partner in the world order, Europe will become a leading player in international scenario. 10. There will be digital transformation in the world and corporate shift to long-term values. Artificial intelligence, virtual reality, augmented reality, all will surge. 11. Cities will be reshaped and the central business district will lose its sheen. Reverse urbanization will take place. 12. Social security of the workers, I underline workers, their healthcare, and even universal basic income will form the core of national policies in the post-COVID era. 13. Rising nationalism and protectionism will be very pronounced. 14. Asia will come to the center stage of economy and politics in the post-COVID era. 15. Institutions like the United Nations, WHO, G20 will all be relegated to the background and new institutions may come up in the world. Think globally and act locally. Think globally and act locally will become the practice and philosophy of the post-COVID world. People would like to have everything produced near at hand, from dependence through independence. We reached a level of interdependence. In the post-COVID world, there will be a partial going back to the interdependence and independence in certain sectors. Elements of nationalism will certainly come back, though not aggressive nationalism. Berlin walls and iron curtains may not come back, but nations will realize good fences make good neighbors. We cannot leave everything to the mercy of the global community. Each nation has to fend for itself, at least on certain essential requirements. That is the post-COVID scenario. This means economic policies will change, foreign policies will change, and military policies will change. We are in for a new ball game altogether. Rules of the game will also change. We cannot play football with a hockey stick. I find a paradigm shift in international relations too. When Vajpayee was Prime Minister of India, there was an international summit in Delhi. In the banquet organized for the visiting dignitaries, an Indian waiter dropped a plate of meat, much to the embarrassment of everyone. Vajpayee rose to the occasion and explained, "This shows the international ramifications of anything that you do." What are the international ramifications of an Indian waiter dropping a plate of meat? Vajpayee explained with his sense of humor, "This shows the fall of China, spread of Greece, destruction of Turkey, disappointment for Hungary, and shame for India." Yes, the unseen COVID, just an RNA, not even a full cell, has showed us the international ramifications of a tiny virus. How to prepare your mind to face the COVID crisis? The simplest answer is given by Harivansh Rai Bachchan, father of Amitabh Bachchan. He said, "Jo beet gayi, so baat gayi. Jo beet gayi, so baat gayi. What is gone is gone. Let bygones be bygones." In facing a crisis, not UN, not WHO, not the national government, not the experts, not the economists, but Omar Khayyam seems to be the best answer. Unborn tomorrows and dead yesterdays, why fret about them if today be the sweet? Well, COVID today is not so sweet, so what to do? If COVID has made the outer world perilous, go to your inner world during lockdown. Most of us could visit the inner world, at least in flashes. We rediscovered love, kindness, filial affection, respect to elders, the pleasure of sacrifice, the ecstasy of family relations. We discovered ourselves, we discovered our heritage, we discovered our values. Most importantly, we discovered the nature is our mother. Don't smother it. We want an escape into nature, not an escape from nature. The brave new world which emerges after COVID will see national policies and social priorities tilting towards human values. Maybe in the post-COVID world, we will realize the truth behind what the great American thinker and writer Ralph Waldo Emerson has said, not gold, but only men can make a people great and strong. The takeaway from this meeting is don't worry, nothing will happen the post-COVID days. You know, once upon a time, long ago, I was an IAS officer. When I was a little stressed and worried, my daughter, who has a genial sense of humor, would say, Acha, don't worry. There are only two things to worry about. Whether you are ill or whether you are well. If you are well, there is nothing to worry about. If you are ill, there are two things to worry about. Whether you will live or whether you will die. If you live, there is nothing to worry about. If you die, there are two things to worry about. Whether you will go to heaven or whether you will go to hell. If you go to heaven, there is nothing to worry about. If you go to hell, you will be too busy shaking hands with your former ministers and chief secretaries that you will have no time to worry about. My very dear friends from the US, let us have no worry, a no worry package for the post-COVID world. Yes, as Einstein has said us, let us live, learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. The important thing is not to stop questioning, not to stop the efforts. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Bose, for that valuable information. Moving on, Mr. T.P. Srinivasan, erstwhile ambassador and perspicuous diplomat, has asserted that the post-COVID world will see decentralization of power in the world nations and that the world nations will be more or less equal partners in the emerging world order. He added that India will play a crucial role in deciding the direction such an arrangement takes. FOCANA President Mr. Madhavan B. Nair presided over the seminar for which Dr. Ranjit Pillai acted as the moderator. Mr. Madhavan B. Nair introduced the speakers as three gems of the administrative strata, all of whom have a good track record in planning and execution. The experience of T.P. Srinivasan as the expert in foreign diplomacy, the administrative experience of Dr. C.V. Anand Bose, IAS, and creative expertise in law and order amassed by P. Vijayan IPS enlivened the seminar and made it an inspiring session, commented Madhavan B. Nair. He asserted that these geniuses can work miracles for the nation. FOCANA will be organizing such constructive seminars more frequently, Mr. Nair promised. Dr. Tiny from Houston explained in detail the preparations to be taken to resist a COVID onslaught and annul its possibility to return. He also spoke about how the post-COVID times will influence the field of medical care in the days to come. Padma Kumar, an entrepreneur from New York, explored the possibility and necessity of developing the IT industry in the format of a cottage industry and urged the governments to draft proper plans to do so. Dr. Anand Bose, in his response to this, opined that Padma Kumar's suggestion was very constructive and full of possibilities. He promised to bring it to the attention of the government. Apart from the FOCANA executive members, the National Committee members and other office bearers, the discussion was participated in by several industrialists and entrepreneurs in the United States and experts on various fields. George Kakanadan, a Malayali media person, George E. Malayali, Sunil TriStar, industrialists Sandras from California, Reggie Kurian from Eston, FOCANA Foundation Chairman Abraham Eapen, Executive Members Sri Kumar Unnidan, Lazy Alex, Sheila Joseph and Suja Jose also participated in the discussion. The welcome address was delivered by Convention Chairman Chakappan and the vote of thanks was proposed by FOCANA Secretary Tommy Kokate. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you soon with more exclusive news on Radio Express. To receive Radio Express English news and English programs in your WhatsApp, please send a WhatsApp message, English programs, to 90727 95547. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Radio Express. Thank you.